Great. So thanks for coming along tonight. We're going to be sharing all about our amazing program, the Complete Detox Cleanse Nourish, and also the products that are a part of it. So you may or may not have heard of the program, or you might know sort of a little bit about it, but I'm going to give you kind of some background into it, and also more information on those products and why we sort of went and sort of chose to use them in this program. So we'll get stuck in. So I'll just give you a little bit of sort of housekeeping. If you do have questions during the presentation, just pop them into the chat box and I'll get to them all at the end, just so you don't have to sort of forget. And you can also, we can do live chat at the end. You can just unmute yourself and ask your questions that way. But yeah, during the prayers, just pop them into the chat box, which you can find down the bottom of your screen, or if you're on your mobile, I think you have to sort of swipe across to the settings area. So a little bit of background about me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder at Zomt, zomt.com.au, which is a healthy food blog where I share lots of sort of yummy recipes, and it's very much my passion, sort of being a foodie, I guess, at heart, and then having my own kind of health journey with PCOS, gut health issues, having thyroid issues, low iron, etc., etc. So I've sort of been through the whole ordeal of understanding how food and nutrition plays a really big role in our health and our well-being, and everything that goes on in our body. And from this, I'm obviously the co-founder of our Complete Detox Cleanse Nourish program with my partner John, which you can obviously find at detoxcleansenourish.com. And that again is, it's very much a big passion of mine because of the focus we have on whole food eating, lots of yummy recipes, and teaching people how they can, make a big change to their health. So I want to get stuck into this sort of straight away, but I just want to ask you very quickly, and you can comment this into the chat box, is what you would like to improve about your own health. So this might be sort of nutrition related, it might be fitness related even. You might have a particular disease or condition or something like that, but jump into the chat box and pop it in there. So that we can start to kind of see, why you're here, and what you're interested in actually improving about it. And don't be shy, or I'm going to start picking on you people. Someone has to go first. Perfect. Thanks, Wendy. So stop yo-yo dieting and to be more consistent with health and weight loss. Excellent. I love this. We're very, very much against the yo-yo dieting. And that consistency is really key to getting results. I think, it's one thing people get caught up in is focusing too much on short-term fixes, and it's learning how to actually do something that you can do for the long term is what's more important. Who else? Come on, Lee, Jules, Anna Marie, Shanae, Tracy, Sandy, Kelly.
Well, I can't work out how to chat, so.
What was that?
Yeah, here is it.
Oh, I think someone's just unmuted themselves. 1 second, guys. Did you say something, Sandy?
Yes, I said I can't work out. I'm on my iPhone and I can't work out how to chat.
That's all right. You can say it live. Shout it out.
Okay. So mine is to just have good health and energy, and maintain a healthy immune system.
Perfect. Super important, your immune system. It makes life a lot easier when it's operating well. Thank you for that, hun. So what else have we got in here? So,
no idea.
Improve gut health. Yeah, more on the yo-yo dieting.
Okay.
What else? More energy from being a new mum. Yeah, I bet you do. Got to keep up with the kids. And understanding how our body works in regards to good nutrition and protecting it from disease through good nutrition. Awesome. Cool. I'm actually going to cover a little bit of this stuff, so this is good. All right, so we'll jump into it. We won't spend too much more time here. So basically the whole premise of this is something I'm really super passionate about, is that we all need to focus on just eating more real food. So less of the kind of junk, less processed food, not stressing so much about, calorie intake or anything like that. Like, it is important, but just focusing on sticking to what food used to be, like, back in the good old days. So it's very much what our program's built around, and I'm going to dive straight into it now. So we put together the program a couple of years ago now, and it all sort of came about from my own personal experience with doing a juice detox 3 years ago, and I did it sort of at the beginning of New Year's, and it was the typical sort of cliche detox, and it was really, really bad experience for me. I actually ended up a bit sick from it, and I just was like, this is the worst thing ever, and why did I do it, and why do people do detoxes all the time? So I had a very negative experience, I guess, with this detox. And exactly a year later, I did another version of this through my trainer, and it was a whole food detox this time, and I was very reluctant, as you can imagine from the past experience, and I was very skeptical as well, but I actually had some fantastic results from it. And the reason for it is that it was much more effective in actually sort of, getting your body to detox gently. We were introducing amino acids at the right time. I'll go into more detail on this later, but basically I had a very good experience on it. I got great results, and I was super excited because I wanted to now, create this into a program so that we could actually educate people on the right way to do a detox. And then, more importantly, what I was passionate about was giving people the ideas and recipes and structure to actually learn how to eat sort of a really clean, healthy diet that wasn't going to feel super restrictive and they could do for the long term. So very much a lifestyle diet. So this was how the program came about, and it was also partly from the frustration at this time. There was a lot of sort of crappy detox programs coming out, and things like lemon detox and shake diets and all sorts of horrible things like that. So we really wanted to put something onto the market that was actually going to counteract that and give people something else they could actually choose. So rather than saying, I'm just going to go for the quick fix, maybe there's another option and something that can actually give you the long-term results. So that's basically kind of the background of the story, I guess, with how the program sort of started and why we did it. And then just recently, late last year, we introduced the vegan version of it. And so again, this was partly because I had sort of gone more plant-based eating myself. I'm not strictly vegan, but I definitely eat a mostly plant-based diet, probably 90% of the time. And also because we can see a growing niche with plant-based eating. So whether it's vegetarian, whether it's vegan, just people becoming much more aware of actually, understanding the power of fruits and veggies and, reducing sort of processed meats and, dairy products and things like this. So that has allowed us to, again, expand our market and, help people who are doing a vegan diet already or a vegetarian diet already to actually get, a really good structured meal plan, which is going to help them in the long term as well, because there's plenty of vegans out there who are still eating, not a great diet as far as, nutrients go too. So our nutrition expert is my personal trainer as well, George Saragas. So he's up here on the Gold Coast with me, and I still train with him. And he has got his advanced nutritional science qualification. So he's also got a huge array of other qualifications. He's worked in, sort of the bodybuilding and done that himself. He has been a sprinter, that's his background. He's got a behavioral psychology one. He's obviously got his fitness and all of that sort of stuff. So he's super, super knowledgeable about the, nutritional side of things as far as macro balances go, micronutrition, really helping people, sculpt their body down and, sort of play with food to basically get amazing results. So he's an absolute genius at it, and basically every single question I ever have, he can always answer it. So he's our go-to man, in regards to making sure that the program was set up in a way that was actually going to get people really good results, as well as just being deliciously tasty through my recipes. So Obviously, as I mentioned before, this is my blog, and this is where, you know, the recipes have sort of come from. And, you know, food is such a big thing to me and such a passion for me, especially now that I understand sort of that power that it can actually have in your body and how it can improve your health, because it's played such a large role for me over the last kind of, you know, 5 to 6 years. So we're very unique. Now this comes back to a little bit what I was comparing, like with the juice detox and the whole food detox, and, you know, there's sort of a right and a wrong way to do this kind of thing. But we are very much about a responsible detoxification process. So our detox actually supports all 3 phases, unlike the juice fast, which is why I actually had ended up so sick, because my body was actually, you know, not handling the amount of toxins which was rushing through, and not being able to sort of get rid of them in an effective way. You know, it was overloading one side and not dealing with it on the other. So basically there's like a phase 1 and phase 2 of detox. And you need to introduce amino acids to actually activate the phase 2. So phase 1, generally people have quite a fast phase 1, so they'll have no problem, you know, detoxifying every day, and your body is doing this every day through the liver and gallbladder and all of that. But it does happen sometimes that, you know, your body can get overloaded. We're exposed to a lot of toxins nowadays, pollution, food inflammation, all of this kind of stuff, you know, puts stress on your body and can overload it. And your phase 2 is often what's a little bit sluggish. So it needs to actually really support that phase 2 with the amino acids, and that's what we've set our program up to do. The other way that we're quite unique is this is very much not a fad diet. Yes, it's a 24-day program because we wanted it to be accessible to the majority of people. We didn't want to have, you know, a really long sort of couple of months where people feel that they couldn't commit to it, they couldn't make that change. It's just designed to be a kickstart to get people back onto the right track, and give, you know, lots of ideas so that they can continue on in the long term. And, you know, it's a whole food meal plan. So it's not necessarily like strictly paleo or strictly, well, obviously the vegan one is strictly vegan, but there's not sort of a label, I guess, you could put on it apart from it just being focused on whole food and eating real food, you know, not having too much processed stuff in there. And supporting that all with our whole food capsules, so the fruit, veg and berry blend capsules, which I'll share a bit later, and also our smoothie sachets, which are a protein and carb shake, which again I'll share later, which we use in there as a snack, just for variety and convenience. So we did not want to do a shake diet by any means. Obviously that was kind of what we hated, which is why we created the program. So we just use them as a snack, and it's definitely not a meal replacement. So our 3-day detox, like I mentioned, is all about the whole foods, lots of fruits and veggies, our famous lean green smoothie, which everyone either kind of has a love-hate relationship with sometimes, but they generally grow to love it anyway. And it's a super easy way to get lots of, you know, nourishing greens in. Our green soup recipe, we've got like zucchini boats, your fresh fruit in the morning. Lots and lots of different ideas, and, you know, it's unlimited amounts of fruits and veggies you can eat, so you don't actually have to be, you know, going hungry through the day or, you know, starving your body to do this. This is very much about flooding it with lots of micronutrients and lots of fiber so that your body can actually go through this detox process. And then in the 7-day cleanse, this is where we actually introduce your amino acids back in. So amino acids are through your proteins and some plant protein sources. So we start introducing those in with different recipes, and sort of leaning back into more of a healthy, you know, sort of day-to-day style of eating, but gently doing it so that you don't have any sort of gut issues as your body adjusts back after the 3 days. And just sort of getting back into that routine. And then we move into the 14-day nourish phase, which is my absolute favorite, because this is where we start to introduce lots of whole food, like heaps and heaps of recipes. We've got raw treats in there, really yummy smoothies with the shakes, and there's just so much variety. We even have like pancakes in the vegan program and lots and lots of different recipes. So it's my favorite part because this is where we really teach people how they can actually make, you know, a long-term lifestyle change, and, you know, really kind of stick to it, because you don't have to feel deprived to eat a healthy diet. All right, so sorry, I just had a drink of water. So this is basically how we do it. So we start off with our gentle whole food detoxification. So again, like I mentioned, it's supporting the all the phases of the detox process in the body. So unlike the majority of juice fasts or like a lemon detox diet or even taking like a whole heap of pills or something, and it's all natural, obviously, because you're just eating lots of fruits and veggies, and super easy to do. And I think the great thing is that you can still kind of continue day-to-day life. So generally what we recommend is people start the program like on a Saturday or Sunday, so that, you know, by the time I kind of go back to work on a Monday, that they, you know, they've sort of gotten through the hardest part. Generally day 2 is when people will feel a bit tired and sluggish, you know, they might have a bit of a headache. So if you can kind of have a rest that day, then you know, it's kind of easier to cruise through it on your Sunday or Saturday or whatever day you're not working, however that works around your schedule. But yeah, because it's only 3 days, it's really easy to fit into life. You know, you don't have to go fasting on a juice fast for a whole week, which would just be a nightmare. I can't even imagine doing it. So we are very much about improving digestion and gut health. So this is so important. I don't know if anyone here has had any gut issues. Feel free to comment in the chat just so I can get an idea, but I have, and I'll tell you that it makes a massive effect. It has a massive effect, not just on your day-to-day sort of comfort levels, but, you know, it really affects like there's a thing called your gut-brain axis. So it affects your mood, it affects all of your hormones, especially women, your skin, you know, everything to do with your gut is really affecting your systemic inflammation in the body as well. So the way we sort of deal with this is we cut out your caffeine and coffee, we cut down on the sugar, so no sort of highly processed sugars, and we cut down on inflammatory foods like your gluten and dairy. So, and we also are increasing your fiber intake, which is then feeding, you know, all the good nutrients and bugs in your belly. So it's really important to, you know, focus on your gut health. So if you do have issues, definitely look into it, guys, because it will make a big difference to it for you. So again, like quitting the cravings, this is coming back to, you know, that sugar, gluten, dairy. We cut out the caffeine as well. You know, whilst you maybe are not dairy intolerant, sometimes it's a good idea to just sort of quit that to start with, and just see how your body goes and give it a break. The caffeine is especially important because I think, you know, people can sometimes feel like they are not affected by coffee, but, you know, when you stop it, you actually realize that it is, you know, sending you up and down on an energy roller coaster, or it is affecting your gut, or, you know, you're not actually sleeping properly when you're drinking coffee. So it's a good thing to have a break from. It's not about necessarily cutting it out forever, but for the 24 days, we want to make sure that your body's absorbing all that food and the nutrients and everything really well. And reducing the coffee is just one way of helping to do that. So then the products that I was talking about before, the fruit, veg and berry blend capsules, which are these little babies, which I'll just stop my screen. So one sec, guys. So these lovely fruit, veg and berry blend capsules, which we use in the program to just make sure that your cellular health is really well recorded. We want to, you know, make sure that all of our clients are actually getting the results that they deserve from the program by putting in the effort to the, you know, the healthy eating. And the way you need to do that, like, you've got to have your underlying health sorted out, as well as your sort of macronutrients. So you've got your micronutrients, you've got your macros. You know, your macros are going to kind of, you know, have effect on your body in terms of fat loss and muscle and all of that, but you need to have your micronutrition sorted out at the same time so that you can actually get the most out of what you're doing on the outside as well. So they're just fruits and veggies. They are completely whole food. You know, I've been taking them for about 7 years now, and I'll tell you a funny story. So when I first started taking them, my partner John, he introduced them to me, and he just told me to take them. And at that point, I really knew nothing about nutrition. And he was very much the PT sort of expert. He had the background in PT, and he was right into his sport and healthy eating and all of this. And so he told me to take them, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure, like whatever, they're just fruits and veggies that can't be harmful, so I'll just take them. And then I actually was taking them probably for about 5 or 6 months, and he was getting really frustrated because he kept asking me, like, are you noticing anything? Like, how are you feeling? And I was like, no, not really, like not a huge amount. But what was actually happened is I had not had hay fever. So I'd had really bad hay fever for like months, every month over summer. And then my hay fever completely disappeared that season. So I never had it again. My hair, skin and nails was much better. I was actually getting more energy over time as well. So it was just kind of funny because it took me so long to actually realize that, you know, the capsules are making such a difference to my nutrition. But because I didn't understand the nutritional side of things, what food and fruit and veggies can actually do for you, I really couldn't put 2 and 2 together. So for me, they're actually a really big catalyst for, you know, sort of my entire health journey and really understanding the power of food and nutrition as well. So they are fantastic products. They are backed by clinical research, which was why we chose to include them into the program, because we didn't want to be recommending something that was not, you know, proven to work. And, you know, we certainly didn't want to be telling our clients to take something that was going to cause harm to them, much like synthetic ones, which I'm going to touch on later as well. So I'm just going to share my screen again. Give me a sec, guys. Cool. So, all right. So then, you know, when we sort of get the body firing on a cellular level with the capsules, with taking a whole, with eating a whole heap of, you know, great food that's really good for you, it allows your body to actually start burning fat. So if your body's really unhealthy, if it's toxic, without the detox phase at the beginning, it does make it much harder for you. So we just, you know, we sort of set our clients up so that they are on a path to success and they've got as much chance as the next person to actually, you know, burn fat if that's what they are wanting to be doing. Funnily enough, the program was not originally designed as a fat loss program, but what we found is that simply by getting people to eat whole food, eat cleaner, cut out sort of crap stuff, and taking the capsules and incorporating that, you know, excellent level of micronutrition, they were just dropping like fat much easier than what they were before. So it was a bit of a sort of hidden benefit, I guess. And that said, the program is definitely still suitable for someone who doesn't necessarily want to drop body fat, but you can, you know, we can sort of tweak it so that they just sort of increase portion sizes or whatever it is. So we've worked with athletes and a number of different people to, you know, modify it in case they are not wanting to drop any weight. And so my favorite part of the program, like I said, you know, we've got pancakes in there in the vegan one. There's so much different food in there, so much different, you know, meal ideas, and it's just giving people that structure on how to actually eat for the long term. So I love that we can give this education to our clients, you know, and set them up so that they actually continue to eat in this way for life. So I'm going to whip through some of our results. So the program, I guess, is designed, you know, like I said, it's not necessarily about weight loss. So Christy wasn't really, you know, super interested in losing weight. She just wanted to sort of clean up her diet a bit. You can see she was quite lean in the beginning anyway. But the results that she got were quite exceptional, even though she had not been training for 2 weeks of the program from an injury, but she still really leaned up, and you can see she's dropped that little bit of bloating and that sort of water retention around her abs. Again, so long-term results over time. So from the first, you know, sort of the first to the second in the 24 days, and then continuing that lifestyle on, which I love to see. Again, dropping that bloating and improving that gut health. Jacqueline lost an amazing 11.6 kilograms just in the 24 days. So she had quite a lot of gut issues and really had a poor diet to start with. So, you know, the program for her got her fairly exceptional results, which was awesome. The capsules are super, super good for your skin health and your hair and nails. So these babies, we often, you know, the ladies love them because they are going to clear up your skin, you know, over the long term. So it's not a quick fix. Like, this is a year, you know, of, you know, clean eating, following the style of eating on the program, and taking the capsules consistently for the year. And Vicky's skin has really cleared up, and, you know, you can see the complexion has changed. And again, there is actually clinical research on taking the capsules and how it improves your skin density. And so if you do want to see that research, just shout out out, and we can share the link, or the person that invited you here can share the link to you as well. And just because there may be some guys on here as well, I'm sure I saw a guy on there before, it's not just for the ladies, so the program is definitely suitable for guys as well. And you can see here Steve, you know, he's a super fit CrossFitter, crazy about his fitness as a PT as well. But, you know, everyone gets off track occasionally, a couple too many beers, and he's really, again, leaned up just through the 24 days and just sort of a kickstart to get back on track with his normal eating. Cool. So I'm going to, okay, well, actually first, does anyone have any kind of questions so far? If you want to pop them into the chat, we can have a little break. I think we're good. All right, cool. I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so what you get with the program when you sign up as a client. So the first thing we give you is obviously our step-by-step ebook program. So this is where you get all of the meal plans, the recipes, everything that's in there. It outlines what you need to do before it, after it, during it. You get all of the kind of, you know, the lists of like what you can eat, what you can't eat, why you take the supplements, you know, some tips on exercise. You get sort of a basic shopping list, and then you can see all of the recipes there as well. So it's very comprehensive. It's like well over 60 pages, and you really, you know, won't be sort of left wondering about sort of how to do anything or why you're doing it. So it's all outlined for you step by step, and it's super simple. So you get the 24-day meal plan from our nutrition expert, George, with his advanced nutritional science qualification. In the regular program, there's 25 whole food recipes, and that's, you know, there's also plenty of meals sort of in the meal plan which don't have like full recipes, but they're kind of outlined in there as well. So there is actually far more than 24 ideas. There is 32 plant-based recipes in the vegan program. So for some reason I went a little bit crazier there. So you get some bonus ones, and the program, you actually can get both of them if you want to. So you don't have to pick or choose. We're more than happy to give you both programs, even if you just want it so you can have some extra recipes. That's more than fine to do that. So that's some of our recipes you can see there. So we've got some delicious smoothies with our sachets, which I'll talk about shortly. We have, you know, lots of plant-based ones, lots of brightly coloured veggies, lots of fruit, lean proteins, healthy fats. The whole thing is all whole food based, lots of real food, nothing, you know, overly processed. You also get access to our online private support group. So we have a Facebook group on Facebook, obviously. We have a group on Facebook is what I meant to say, which is private. So, you know, it's all of our clients are in there. You get access to that, so you can ask any questions you have along the way. You can share your progress with other people. There'll always be someone kind of doing the program at the same time. We've got a number of coaches around the world as well. So it's basically 24/7 support, because there's pretty much always someone online who can answer your question if you're stuck with something. And all of this is about $480 in value, and we give it to you for free. So clients have a choice of two things. So you have your essential detox, which is your fruit and veg capsules, so your red and your green bottle. And then you get your sachets, which I'm going to touch on very soon. And then you get your choice of the program, or again, you can have two. So just, you know, touching again on the products, remember, you know, this is like the highest quality fruits and veggies. They're grown under very strict quality control. They have no herbicides, there's no pesticides in them, no fertilizers, no GMOs, no genetically modified fruits or veggies in them. They're all vine ripened. So I think it's really important to understand that, you know, whilst we are definitely not suggesting that people don't eat fruits and veggies, because it's not about replacing them, it's just about adding additional support in there. And obviously our program is very whole food focused, so we love to show people lots of different ways they can do that. But the great thing about the products is that because they are vine ripened and they're dried under very low temperatures, and then, you know, all of the water and most of the sugar and fiber and everything is removed, you're getting that concentration of nutrients which you generally just cannot get in actual produce that you're buying from a supermarket, of grocers, even from the markets nowadays, because it just depends on, you know, the soil quality that they were grown in. Are they organic? Is it actually in season, or has it sort of traveled in a truck for, you know, months or whatever it is and sat on the shelf and been sprayed with stuff to preserve it? So the quality of our produce that you generally buy day to day is quite low compared to what it was 50 years ago, just due to that soil, you know, the mineral content has, you know, been reduced. We're over planting crops. So the, you know, and we're certainly not eating like a huge variety of fruits and veggies every day. Like, it's pretty rare that people are eating the required 9 to 13. So super important to understand like why those products are in there. It's very much sort of an insurance program, I guess, fruits and veggies insurance, but it's not about replacing. So you still have to eat fruits and veggies as well. And then the premium detox, you also get your purple berry blend capsules as well. So I always recommend the premium detox to the ladies, just because women are generally more interested in their appearance. So, you know, your hair, skin and nail health. But I also do recommend it to anyone who's doing any kind of exercise, just because it means that you're getting additional antioxidant support. Your body's under more stress, oxidative stress and inflammation from doing the training. So you do want to actually make sure that, you know, your nutritional needs are met because of that additional stress. So the premium is great, but the essential detox, we still get great results for our clients. So again, let's jump back into the chat, everybody. I want to know, how many serves of fruit and veggies are you eating every day? So I would say I eat about maybe 3 to 4 serves of fruit. And a serve is like anywhere sort of from half a cup to a cup, depending on kind of the density of the fruit or veggie. So like a cup of salad, or like 1 apple is a serve. And veggies, I would probably eat maybe 6 to 8 on a good day. So Wendy, veggies 5+, fruit nil, as you don't like them. That is so rare. Well, that's good, because you got berries and you got fruit, so you got both there. Lauren, 3 veg and 2 fruit. Probably about average. All right, so we'll jump in. You guys just keep commenting. I am curious. So this is what we are actually eating according to the EBS. So this was from 2014 to 15 when they did the NHS, so the National Health Survey. So on average, the guys are consuming, and this is adults, so 18 years and over, but guys are consuming about 1.6 serves of fruit and 2.3 serves of vegetables a day. And women in the same age, so adults, are consuming about 1.8 serves of fruit and 2.5 serves of veggies. So a little bit higher for the ladies, good work, but you guys, everyone is kind of still sucking. And you can see here the recommended is more than double for the veggies and at least double for the fruit. So we are really not hitting our strides with, you know, getting the fruits and veggie consumption in. And I've just seen a few more comments here. So Robin, 6 to 8 per day, veggies, 2 to 3 fruit. So that's pretty awesome. Shanae, Nutribullet every morning. I love that. 4 veg, 2 fruit. Michael, 3 and 2. Sandy, 3 and 3. Cherie, 8 veg and 4 fruit. So yeah, so it's kind of varying, but nobody, including me, is hitting what we actually really need nowadays, which is like 9 to 13 serves in total. So mostly veggies. So preferably kind of probably 9 serves of veggies, and, you know, 9 or 10 of veggies, 3 or 4 of fruit, depending on your kind of fitness goals. But basically a high intake of veggies, so around 10 to 13 serves of a day, is actually been very closely linked to reducing your risk of developing a number of lifestyle diseases. So things like your cancer, heart disease, diabetes, all of those lifestyle related ones. So there's some recent stats which came out which said that eating at least 7 portions of fruit and veggies a day was linked to 42% lower risk of death from all of these causes. It was also associated with 25% lower risk of cancer, a 31% lower risk from heart disease or stroke. And they also said that veggies are what's really more important against the protection from the disease rather than fruit. So that's why I was saying you need more like the 9 to 10 serves of veggies and the less of the fruit, which is unlike the one person on here. I'm sure most people are generally more happy to eat fruit, but tend not to because of, the sugar intake, and they know they should be eating their veggies. So the research that I mentioned earlier, on the Juice Plus products, there's more than 20 of these published studies, so clinical research studies, which have been published in peer-reviewed medical and scientific journals around the world, and there's also at least another 4, possibly 5 or 6 that are underway at the moment. So the company is very, ahead of time, always wanting to make sure that the product is actually 100%, the best, in the world, and it is. And the results that the research show, they are, I won't go full into detail. Again, this is on the website. You can go to juiceplus.com.au or ask the person who invited you here. But the results are across everything from your dental health to the skin health I mentioned earlier, your immune system, so reducing the systemic inflammation, so immune system as well against things like your colds and flus, protecting your DNA, reducing oxidative stress, and, that chronic, I think that systemic inflammation is such a big one, like it's so, so important nowadays. So, and Bev, I will definitely get to questions at the end. Don't worry, I won't leave. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is, I'm sure maybe a few of you are sitting there wondering, is this just a multivitamin, and, what's the difference? And if you're not wondering, then you probably are now that I've put that big slide up. So these are very different to multivitamins, okay? So multivitamins are not real food. If you kind of look at something, so let's say an orange, and you think about how the vitamin C is within a whole orange with all of the other thousands of phytonutrients in that orange, all of the vitamins, the antioxidant, the minerals, the phytochemicals, which are in that complete natural form in conjunction with the thousands of other elements of an orange, that's whole food. And that's what the capsules are, because it's the whole fruit that has been juiced down, all of the nutrients are intact, and the fiber, water, and most of the sugar is removed. You compare that to a vitamin C that has been, synthetically made and it's isolated, your body can't absorb it. So it's quite hard to actually, your body to actually recognize that. It probably sees it, doesn't actually see it as food. It actually just generally excretes it through your urine. So you're basically just paying for really expensive fluorescent pee. I don't know if anyone's taken a lot of multivitamins before, but generally they just make your pee very fluorescent yellow. Have a look for that if you are taking them. The difference between it is that you're just eating whole food. So I just want you guys to basically, think about it. Like if you are taking a multivitamin or a synthetic vitamin, then go and look in your cupboard and read the ingredients. And if you can't really understand what they are, Google it and you'll find some information. And don't just take it for gospel, but, don't just kind of accept that what you're taking is necessarily going to be good for you. You need to actually, sort of investigate this. So I love this little saying, forget the vitamin pills and remember the fruit and veg. All right, so I want to touch on the shakes, which I keep mentioning. So we have our smoothie shakes, which come in vanilla and chocolate. And I want to, I mentioned earlier that we are not into meal replacements and we only use these as a snack. So it's really important. So this is a little diagram I like to share with people, because it's basically the whole shake diet is just a marketing ploy. And it's very much about just getting you into a loop of that yo-yo dieting, which I know a few of you are really trying to get off. And it's such a disaster as far as the long term and the bigger picture is concerned. So just have a think, like, if you've done a shake diet, or if you're doing one, at the moment, or you've looked at one before, you need to kind of think, like, how long are you going to be actually able to drink liquid diets and liquid food and eat the same sort of boring meal? So most of these programs, sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. Most of these programs are like 2 shakes a day and 1 meal, but we're actually designed to crave a variety of food sources, that the body needs that variety of nutrients. So it's quite smart that we, have to actually eat food. So you certainly can't be continuing to drink your shakes for the rest of your life. Like, I'm pretty sure no one here wants to just drink shakes all the time. I'm not talking milkshakes, I'm talking protein shakes. And basically what happens is you're going to slow down your metabolism, you're going to gain back any weight loss you've actually achieved, and possibly more because you just slowed down metabolism. And then even more importantly is thinking about, like, where's the rainbow of fruits and veggies? You're not getting the nutrients in. We need that variety of food for a reason. So if you are looking for a shake, and this is what we looked for when we found these plant-based smoothies, we wanted it to be whole food based. We didn't want anything nasty added in there. We wanted it to be a plant protein, and we wanted a macro blend. So we wanted protein and carbs in there so that they were a balanced snack, and not just heavy on the protein, which can sometimes overload your body in digestion and your kidneys and all of that. And the soy in here is a non-GMO soy. It's very lightly processed, and it's also in conjunction with chickpea powder, pea protein and rice protein. So they taste really good as well, because generally the plant-based shakes, which are a pea protein, can taste really quite horrible. I don't know if anyone's had pea protein here, but they taste bad. It's really horrible. So we love these. They come in the vanilla and the chocolate. It's that lovely blend of the protein and carbs, like I said. So 12.6 grams of protein and 13 grams of carbs. 11.8 grams of carbs, not 13. And we use these, like I mentioned, in the smoothies, and, sometimes just, mixed with water even. They taste fantastic as well. So again, if you do have questions on those, please ask, or go back to the person that invited you here. Okay, so how much does it cost? So your essential detox, which, as I mentioned before, was your fruit and veg capsules, your 60 sachets of the French vanilla and the Dutch chocolate shakes, and also access to either of the programs or both of them. So that costs you $4.75 a day, and then you've got your premium at $6.10 a day. Now the products are shipped out in a 4-month supply. And the reason for this is, despite the program being 24 days, like I mentioned, the program is just a kickstart. So the products are actually a long-term solution. This is not something you can take and, expect to get amazing results in the short term. It's your long-term health. It's the same as fruits and veggies. You can't just go, I'm going to eat heaps and heaps of kale and broccoli today and then do nothing for the rest of the week because I hate it. That's not going to be great for you. You've got to have it consistently, and you need to be getting a huge variety every day. So you're getting such a massive variety of the fruits and veggies and berries in this blend that allows you to actually, not kind of stress about sort of trying to eat the rainbow every day like we should be, but it's a great insurance program. So they ship in the 4-month supply, one, because it's a long-term solution, but also because your body's red blood cells actually take 120 days to completely regenerate. So this means that you need to be taking them for at least 4 months if you do want to trial or test them and see if they work. And I'm telling you they work because we have the clinical research done on hundreds, thousands of people, and we know they work. But if you do want to try it and see how it goes for you, that's fine, but you need to commit for the 4 months. We're not interested in giving out a month supply or anything like that because we know it works. We know the results are going to be great for you just like everybody else. So that's why they ship in that 4-month supply. We also, the shakes are 60 of them. They come in a box. So we there's only kind of like 20 shakes that you actually use in the program. But if you do want to continue on with those, you can have them in your second shipment, or you've got more than enough kind of, to have them every couple of days as a snack, which is sort of how we encourage it during the program and post-program. And then you've got enough for sort of that second, third and fourth month. And then, you can always change your order on the second one. You might upgrade to the premium, include the berry blend. You can get all chocolate on the shakes. You can go all vanilla. And we're quite flexible, so you can obviously move your shipment date forward and back if you do sort of happen to, consume or, not have some of them. The other cool thing is that our kids get to eat free. So if you have kids between the ages of 4 to 18 years old, on our Children's Health Study program, they can actually get the products. So the capsules for the older kids, and then we've got a chewable version for the young ones who are not able to swallow capsules, which have the fruit and veg powders in them. And so the kids can actually get these for free for up to 3 years. And all you have to do is fill in a survey, which is sent straight to you with your order, so 3 times a year. And it just asks you kind of basic questions like, as your kid has less sick days, are they drinking more water, are they eating healthier? And that just goes back to the company and they collate that. So there's been millions of kids in the program. I don't think it started probably about 10 years ago. But yeah, it's pretty cool because, if mum and dad get on the products, then the 2 kids can also, get sort of that fruit and veggie support as well, which I know so many of our mums our clients who are mums love it as well, because they know that, they're supporting their child's health too. And sometimes kids can be the very, very picky kind of eaters as well, as their taste buds are still sort of developing. So one last thing, so whether or not you sort of choose to try the products or the program, and that's the other thing I just want to very quickly touch on, is you can purchase just the products separately. So you can get your fruit and veg together, you can get fruit, veg and berry, or you can just buy the shakes even if you want to. But whether or not you do choose to go down the path of trying the DCN program, taking the products, all I ask is that you actually take on board some of the information about, looking into what sort of supplement you may be taking at the moment, looking into your diet, what are you eating, basically what are you putting in your body, and don't fall for the hype, the marketing stuff. Don't fall for the short-term fixes and the fad diets. If it's too good to be true, it generally is. And just, go for the whole food, focus on eating lots of real food and make an actual lifestyle change for your health for the long term. So if you are super keen to start the program or find out more, or you've got questions, you can certainly pop them into the chat now. But you can also just go back to the person that invited you to this event, and they'll be able to give you lots more information, and they can also get you set up. And the products generally take, I'm not sure how long they take to New Zealand, but a little bit longer to get there. So, Bev, I think there was a question up here. 1 second. Okay, so is the program suitable for breastfeeding mothers or pregnant women? Okay, so no, the detox phase is definitely not suitable. But the nourish phase, we've had lots of mums do the program, or pregnant women do the program from there. And all we ask is that you just take the products or the product information to your doctor and the program, and just get them to double check it. Sometimes they like to add in a little bit more carbs, or just increase the portion sizes a little bit, just to make sure that you're getting in enough nutrition, since you are sort of eating for kind of 1.5. Just reading some more. So Bev, the difference between the capsules and the chews is that, apart from the physical side of it, as in one's a capsule and one's a chew, obviously, I'm sure you understand that part of it, but the capsules have an adult serving of the nutrients in there, and the chews have less. So I can't remember the exact ratio, but it's a child serve. So, like for the kids, it's to take two of the chewies a day of each one. So they've just reduced the amount because, you know, kids under sort of the age of probably 5 and below generally are not sort of swallowing capsules. So that's basically the difference. Robin, can we half the shakes to make them go further? Theoretically you can, but your smoothie is not going to have the same macro balance. So you're not going to be getting enough kind of calories and nutrients in. So ideally you want to, you know, stick to the recipes in the sense of just, you know, having the whole shake, especially from the protein point of view. But if you really need to, like if you've got, like, say, you know, if you're doing the program and a friend wants to do it with you or your partner wants to do it with you, you could certainly share a box of the shakes because it comes with 60 or 120. So we generally do 60 for the program. And then you've got 30 each. So if it's from a cost point of view, that's going to definitely help. Sinead, can we have pre and post workout supplements? Can you be more specific? Because we do, in the program, we do specify, especially during the detox, you can take BCAAs, and glutamine and L-carnitine, but they need to be a plain version of it. So nothing with artificial colours, no artificial sweeteners or flavours or anything like that. So basically you've just got to get the pure form of it, and then, yes, that's okay to take during the program. Perfect. And I just realised, guys, that I did not give you the New Zealand dollar prices. So I had used the other presentation. So your New Zealand dollar prices, it's actually $4.30 a day for your essential. And it is $5.50 a day for your premium. So sorry about that, guys, for the confusion. Cool. Is there any other questions? Bev, did you have a question? I can see you've unmuted yourself.
No, I've just got someone new on board tonight, Stacey, and who is breastfeeding. So that was my question, and I think you
perfect.
That, but
yeah. So just not the detox for mums and breastfeeding, because obviously as your body detoxifies, it can go through the breast milk to the bub, which is not what you want to happen. So we just don't recommend it at that point.
So the cleanse or the nourish stage?
I generally say the nourish phase.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No worries. All right. Any other questions, guys? I think that's it. Oh, thank you, Robin. Looking great tonight. You're too kind. Must be because I've been surfing all day. All right, guys, if you do have any more questions, like I said, please don't hesitate to either connect with me on Facebook or to reach out to the person that invited you here. And they'll be able to share more information and answer any questions you've got. And then if you're ready to get started, they can also do that for you. So thanks for attending, and I'm sure I'll chat to some of you guys soon. Bye.